The Fyre Festival, promoted as the ultimate luxury music festival in the Bahamas, promised an unforgettable escape for the elite. Marketed heavily on Instagram by high-profile influencers including Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, and Hailey Baldwin, it was billed as a five-star event, complete with world-class musical performances, private villas, exotic gourmet meals, and an exclusive social experience. Tickets ranged from thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and festival-goers eagerly paid for the chance to attend. What was presented as a once-in-a-lifetime event. The hype was carefully orchestrated. Glossy images of models on pristine beaches, sleek yachts, and private chef-prepared feasts flooded social media, creating a sense of urgency and exclusivity. Many attendees were motivated by fear of missing out, willing to invest massive sums for an experience they had only seen online. Yet, beneath the polished marketing lay a foundation built on deception, mismanagement, and outright fraud. When festival-goers arrived in April 2017, the reality was shocking and catastrophic. Instead of luxurious villas, they were met with FEMA-style disaster relief tents, poorly assembled and insufficient for the number of guests. Instead of gourmet meals, festival-goers found cold sandwiches packed in styrofoam boxes. Water was scarce, bathrooms were insufficient, and there was no clear organization for transportation from the airport to the site. Musical acts, once promised, as headliners withdrew as the festival's disorganization became apparent. Many attendees were left stranded with no immediate help, forced to sleep on the ground or in overcrowded tents. Videos and images of the chaos quickly went viral, with social media users documenting the complete collapse of what was supposed to be a luxury experience. The stark contrast between expectation and reality made the festival an instant global scandal. Financially, the festival's collapse was devastating. Billy McFarland, the founder and CEO of the event, had failed to secure the necessary infrastructure, staff, and legal permissions. Estimates suggest that more than $26 million in ticket sales, travel fees, and investments were lost. Vendors who had provided services, including catering and transportation companies, reported they were never paid. The sheer scale of the disaster revealed the vulnerabilities of overhyped events and influencer-driven marketing campaigns. The Fyre Festival became a cautionary tale illustrating how social media can amplify hype far beyond what reality can sustain. Legally, the consequences were severe. McFarland was arrested and charged with multiple counts of wire fraud and securities fraud. In 2018, he pled guilty to 2 counts of wire fraud and was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison, along with a $26 million forfeiture to compensate victims. Ja Rule, while heavily associated with the festival, avoided criminal charges but faced lawsuits and significant damage to his public image. Class action lawsuits were filed by attendees, vendors, and investors, collectively underscoring the enormous financial and legal repercussions of the failed event. McFarland's prosecution highlighted the legal responsibility of event organizers and set a precedent for accountability in high-profile, high-investment experiences. The public response was immediate and intense. Social media erupted with thousands of posts, memes, and videos documenting the chaos. Influencers who had promoted the festival faced backlash for their involvement. And the story was covered widely by news outlets including ABC News, Forbes, and The Guardian. Netflix released a documentary titled Fyre, The Greatest Party That Never Happened, while Hulu released Fyre Fraud, both detailing the mismanagement, lies, and frantic last-minute improvisations that defined the festival. These documentaries revealed not only the catastrophic failure of the event, but also provided insight into McFarland's psychology, his relentless ambition, and the social pressures that fueled the disaster. For viewers, the story became more than just a failed festival. It was a window into greed, manipulation, and the dangers of believing curated images over reality. Despite the failure, McFarland attempted to revive the Fyre brand. In 2025, he announced plans for a Fyre Festival 2.0, offering tickets from $499 to $1.1 million and promoting a new experience designed to overcome the failures of the first event. However, skepticism ran high, fueled by his criminal record, previous unpaid debts, and the near-universal notoriety of the original festival. Analysts warned that without major structural changes, transparency, and credible oversight, any attempt to relaunch the festival would likely fail. The proposed Fyre 2.0 event reignited public debate over redemption, accountability, and whether it was possible to rebrand a venture so deeply associated with fraud and chaos. The Fyre Festival also underscored the power and peril of influencer culture. By leveraging social media, McFarland created a perception of legitimacy and luxury, convincing thousands to invest in a product that did not exist. Influencers received payment for promotion without verifying the event's feasibility, illustrating the risks of a system where perception can outweigh reality. This aspect of the scandal sparked discussions about ethical responsibility in marketing, particularly in an age where audiences often trust curated social media imagery more than traditional news sources. From a business perspective, the Fyre Festival serves as an extreme example of overpromising and under-delivering. Organizers failed to conduct realistic planning or secure essential infrastructure, demonstrating how poor logistics can cascade into financial, legal, and reputational disaster. It also highlighted the psychological impact on attendees. Thousands of people experienced stress, disappointment, and financial loss, illustrating how marketing hype can exploit emotions, creating a real human cost beyond financial damages. The Fyre Festival has since become a cultural reference point, symbolizing the dangers of hype culture, social media manipulation, and the allure of exclusive luxury experiences. Its story continues to be dissected in media, business schools, and marketing courses as an example of extreme failure. Millions were lost overnight, reputations were destroyed, and the event entered pop culture history as a case study in fraud and mismanagement. The festival's legacy emphasizes that transparency, ethical conduct, and meticulous preparation are indispensable in any high-stakes venture. Ultimately, Fyre Festival is a dramatic illustration of how ambition, celebrity, influence, and social media can combine to create a global spectacle with catastrophic consequences. It was not merely a financial disaster, but a social and psychological phenomenon that exposed vulnerabilities in influencer culture, consumer behavior, and the public's fascination with luxury. For marketers, entrepreneurs, and consumers alike, it remains a cautionary tale. No amount of social media hype can replace careful planning, ethical responsibility, and realism in execution. The lessons of the Fyre Festival extend far beyond a single failed event, offering insight into the perils of greed, illusion, unchecked ambition in the modern digital age. For those who want to explore the full scale of the Fyre Festival, disaster, from the initial hype to the shocking collapse and legal aftermath. Watching documentaries and analyses provides an in-depth look at how one of the most hyped events in history went from billion-dollar promises to a cautionary tale that still echoes today. Subscribers who want to stay informed about business disasters, marketing ethics, and influencer accountability should hit the like button. Subscribe and enable notifications to follow more insights from similar high-profile failures.